Good morning, everyone, and let me thank the organizers for this invitation to attend this very interesting conference. So let me just say that say a few things first. I should say for the market in Cyprus, of what we regulate in Cyprus under Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission. So we have a thriving and large market in Cyprus that is under the supervision of CySEC. One of the main industries that we regulate is the investment firm services industry, which are governed under the MiFID directions and regulations of the European Union. Actually, we are the largest market in Europe in terms of the cross-border of provision of investment firm services. We have about 250 firms. Some of those firms, I would say 60% of those firms are what we call the fintech firms. They're using a lot of technology in order to offer their services to clients in Europe and in third countries. And the majority of their clients are retail clients. And they can offer all types of products and services to their clients. So, and the rest of the market under the investment firms are mainly the more traditional investment firms, where basically they are offering their services to institutional clients, high net worth individuals, and so on. Then we have also a market for funds, which are governed under the European, again, regulations and directives, which is the IFMD and the UCITS directives. Under this industry, we have about 10 billion of assets under management, which is growing. Majority of those funds are alternative investment funds. So basically, they invest in alternative investment in alternative investment asset classes, for example, real estate, private equity, and so on. And their clients are they collect money basically from institutions and professional clients, and they invest a majority, or not a majority, but 30% of the assets under management are actually investments in Cyprus, which is a good thing for the economy because it offers an alternative financing opportunity and investment opportunity for the island. Then we have also the stock exchange and the regulated entities under the stock exchange, which the stock exchange is going through a privatization phase. And then we have also a small sector of administrative service providers, corporate service providers, and finally the new industry, which is the hot topic in Europe right now, and not only in Europe, is the cryptos. So we have the crypto industry. We have a European regulation that has already been put into force since January 1st of this year, which is called the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, which will be governing the whole spectrum of the services offered by crypto asset service providers. And CySEC, to a large extent, it's the regulator that will supervise and regulate this industry in Cyprus, and to a lesser extent the central bank. So this is just a very brief overview of the industry. Now let me say a few things about in general regulation and what's happening at the European and global level. Obviously, one major impact that we have in the financial services industry in the last, I would say, 2 decades, it's probably the digital transformation, right? So everything now is becoming digitalized. The offering of services is becoming digitalized. And obviously, that's a good thing because it brings a lot of opportunities to the markets. I would think the number one advantage is the financial inclusion, right? So it allows more participants to enter the market and to invest in the market and to bring more financing to the companies that they want to get financing from the market. So we have more retail participation, and then obviously other advantages is the transparency, the lower cost and fees that we observe in the market, the speed of execution that we see, and so on. However, as any type of technology, together with the opportunities, there'll come the risks, right? So, and the major risks that we see here, it's not about so much about financial stability, but it's more about investor protection. How do we protect the investor, and especially the retail investor, which is not a sophisticated investor, in understanding basically the risks involved from the products and services offered? So there it's a major issue, and I would say that both at the CySEC level and at the ESMA level, there is a lot of attention to this matter. There's a lot of scrutiny in terms of how these firms operate, in terms of how they approach the customer, the information that they give to the customers, the way they onboard the customer, and so on. And other issues, obviously, apart from investor protection, it's cybersecurity issues, it's operational resilience issues, and so on. AI, just very briefly, AI, yes, we was talked earlier. It's a new innovative technology which is here to stay. It will certainly affect the markets and the way that the services will be offered in the future. Now we are at the early stages of that. I think now we are in the process of understanding AI, basically, of understanding how the companies are actually using AI in their practices. But there's a lot of work to do in that respect. Finally, let me just say that at CySEC, we are using a lot of technology to regulate the market. It's impossible without the use of technology. We're using sophisticated tools, whether it's about understanding, examining the materials of the marketing materials of entities, the way that they promote their services to investors, if there's any mis-selling, if there's any incomplete information given to clients. We're using technology in order to analyze the data. We have large data sets, basically, that we're putting them into cloud, and we're using AI tools in order to analyze the data. So obviously, the use of technology is very important. And finally, the last point is that we've since 2018, we had an innovation hub where the idea is to understand the new technologies and how they fit within the regulatory environment. And since last summer, that innovation hub transformed into a regulatory sandbox where basically the new technologies can actually be tested before getting into the market, which I think that will be very helpful both on the side of the companies that they want to promote their products and services, but also on the side of the end user, the clients. And I should stop here. Thank you.